Welcome to another vlog. We are back with another video. I am Kirsten and we are talking about a few vlog dates. Okay, so I have the list here. That's why I'm looking away. I have the list of all the things that we had said we were going to talk about. So, starting with our recipes. If you do not know, there is a recipe book for sale on our app, okay, on Victoria's Masterpieces Gallery app. And it is a book of recipes, healthy recipes, all kinds of, good stuff. But today's recipe was tapas, and tapas is like a Spanish appetizer. It's really good. So that was a picture of our recipe. And next is, how do you sleep at night? And there's a list, right? I averaged with like a couple others. Mine was 17. But yeah, just curious, how do you sleep at night? So comment down below. Take a look at the post, right? And then comment down below and tell me what you think. Vibesies Star had sent this one. And it's a tweet. How do you sleep at night? Updates on channels. We do have some updates on channels. Make sure you follow us on all socials so that you can get all of the updates. We are currently in cahoots about merging to one network, but we are unsure due to all of the different type of content that we have, because some are like age appropriate. So we have been in discussion about merging into one channel or leaving it all separate, okay? But most likely it'll stay separate because some of our subscribers are subscribed for, you know, our content, and some of our content is not age appropriate. So although I do have a family channel, not all of the content is age appropriate. So we will not be merging anytime soon. Although a lot of our content will be featured on this channel from our other channels. Okay. Other updates. Specific channels, Tia Playroom. We've been working a lot with Queen Sway, building her character and her personality. We really want her to, do something great, like with Yas Money and the music. That's sort of her field. That's what she wants to do. So we're going to kind of support her in going further into that field. So those are like our main things with that channel. She's not gonna be like the face of the channel, but she'll definitely have, a personality. There's also other characters, Atom and King J, that are also personalities of the channel, along with our, let's play and other things. Still working with the paper dolls and other things like that. So we're just, again, gonna keep building on what we have, continue to collect, and surprise archive. I posted, the thing about, cleaning up and getting organized is that you end up finding and discovering all your neat little things. So I found my Scene archive collection, and it was so neat because I only ever had, I think, like 3 of the My Scene dolls collection, and then I had the car. And the car was a big deal because it was the first time that they had put technology in the cars. And so there was this satellite radio in the car, and that was so amazing to me. And it was battery operated, of course, but that was the first time that they started putting technology in the car besides remote control cars, right? But this car in particular, the dolls were able to get in, and then the radio was able to come on, and it was a satellite radio. So that was a collection worth keeping for a very long time in the family. And so I was so happy when I got to see my archive collection, and these were the My Scene games. Because when I wasn't playing, sometimes after I finished my schoolwork, then I would want to go online and play, like my dog games. And so they had My Scene. They also had a Bratz website, right? And they would have different Bratz games. And my favorite was MASH, right? Because you get to pick like your little crush, and then if you guys will live in a shack or whatever. So I would go through the whole thing, and whoever was my crush that day, I'd put them in. Don't let us get a new student, right? Then I was definitely fact checking them. But anyways, so that is a picture of one of my collections, right? From myscene.com. And I went to check back on the website because I was just curious, right? And it's the same, kind of like how the Bratz website was. But the Bratz actually still had an official website, but it was more like products than it was, about like games and things. But My Scenes redirected me to a site called Namuki. And on there, if you type in My Scenes, then they have, some My Scene games where you could dress up as fashion, makeover. Same like how it was with my archive collection. And I thought that was so cool. So we did do a little bit of playing with that. And you might see more videos, right, of me playing on there with the different games, because I just thought those were so fun. It would be great if they could do an app, right? Kind of revive it, but there's so many new dolls. It's like, just stay in your era, when it comes to those things. But I thought it was cool that they still actually had something there. For tech, we're working on developing the channel and keeping it growing. We did get new subscribers for there, so we're good. Whoop whoop. And we're again just kind of staying. I would say stay present with those, as within our different communities. Tech problems come up all the time, so we're kind of just staying present with those things, and as the problems come up, then we're finding solutions, or we're at least actively helping, get to the solution. Even if it's just referencing, people who know, about the tech issue. But most of it has been like old technologies, tech gifts, things like that. Next on the list, Sim Action Reaction. Sim Action Reaction, we are growing. We have 27 likes and 780 minutes watched. That's a big deal. That is an increase from last year of over 49%. So that channel is definitely growing. We appreciate all of you guys' support. Those who follow on all channels, those who are the day ones from the nouns. All of it helps. So definitely appreciate that. And if you are a YouTuber but just haven't posted in like a year or some years, it doesn't hurt to start back if if you just miss it, or you just feel like, your time could be more valued in other ways, then, why not? But our channel is growing, and we do appreciate those that do support. Other things. Oh, other than that, we have another book check-in. Yes, Poetry Club. All those things are going good. We just had another event with them, the Best of Artists. Couple events going on with them. New courses started. And I got to reflect on my art diary recently. And that came from one of the Best of Artists group. We had to start an art diary last year, and I got to reflect on it this year, and I'm like, wow, it was so fun and creative to just, reflect and see all the beautiful colors throughout the pages, along with, where we were then to where we are now mentally. It was like a good, healthy reflection. I would definitely recommend an art diary for those who, are creative, are into art, and want to, you know, have that mental check in, and still be creative. Because some people are like, I don't want to journal, that's like a lot of writing and stuff. Then draw, you know. And it was actually like really effective. I actually knew what I was saying most of the time. And even if it wasn't like a direct, comment or something of how I was feeling, it was still interesting. It was like, okay. It was still an interesting reflection. Uh, and that could definitely be good art therapy, right? Victoria's Masterpieces channel's doing good, right? Lots of crafting going on over there. We just created greeting cards recently with our Crafting Friday. So definitely want to, check over there and see what's new. Our next crafting day will be next Friday, right before Christmas Eve. So stay tuned to that. Now, for the book. So as you know, we've been reading Money Hungry by Sharon G. Flake. And we have gotten to the chapter 16. So in chapter 16, there's more like character connection by then, but we're just going to talk a little bit about it. We know new characters. So we know like three new characters. We've met some of the parents. And then we also have, experienced some things with the main character, Raspberry, right? She has experienced homelessness. She's experienced, a family breakout where the dad left the home, but they were successful and then they weren't. The mother works on herself. She, personal develops and gets them a shelter, right? They're in a car first, then they're in a projects. Then she's now looking to get them a house, a home of their own. So those were all good things. And then now we're talking about, some of the more moral things. There was an incident where she had to lend her friend some money. She didn't have to, but her friend asked her for some money, and she's like, she had like $600 saved, and she's like, I don't really want to give it to her, because when you lend somebody money, you take that chance of them not giving it back. But she also felt, for her friend, and she didn't want her friend's the grandfather to like be yelling at her all the time and being real hard on her. So she felt for her. So she lent her the money and promised to pay it back. So they got this cleaning service together. They started making money, and she was immediately ready to charge her back. Like, I need that money back, start making them payments or something. But, she kind of had this moral breakthrough where she decided to just let it go, you know. And that was kind of a tricky one for myself. I'm like, what if I was in that situation? What would I do, you know? But I like how she thought all the way through it. And even though, that was her friend saw it as like, wow, you're a real friend, like you gave me my money back. I would have been, So it was like just like a friend, like a relationship kind of like milestone, I guess. I would I would I would say I would look at that like, like they grew in their friendship. And then we talk a little bit about the two of them and Janae and her parents, and then we talk a little bit more about the other two siblings, Mai and Ming, that are they're a blended fam. They're not blended. They're mixed. And their parents own a food truck, and there's some funny moments in there about like them working at the food truck and everything. And it's not like demeaning, but it's just like culturally funny. And then so yeah, so then there's another breakthrough with one of the characters. She gets frustrated on the food trucks. She's like, I'm out. Her mom goes and sit her down. And I kind of, connected that with like what's it like working with a family business, And one of her friends, they had talked about her later, and one of her friends was like, well, if that was me, my mom would be like, nah, you don't quit. You're good. You're getting back on this truck and you're finna work, right? If you walked off a real job, though, are they about to give you that second chance, right? So it's just like, talking about the differences with like, working in a family business and then, being self-sustained with your own job. Like, what would that be? So I thought that was a good connection. And then there were other connections that I had made with the book as well, about the code when she had left after making their first payment with the cleaning service. They were talking about how dusty that lady's house was. She's an older lady, right? She was talking about how dusty the lady's house was, and like you pick up an object and the frame of the object is like still the imprint of the object is there. That's just how dusty it was. But that was like one of the detailed connections. And another was after that, after she had took the money off the table, she left them, the life in there. They were talking and having their conversation, and she's all the way down the street, almost home, before she got convicted and was like, "Go put that money back." And she kind of was like back and forth with it, but she was describing how cold it was, and I like thought that that was really good detail. And yeah, so there was like so far I'm enjoying the story. There's lots of detail, and then other areas where it's like she could go in but she don't. I like that too, to keep the flow of the story. But like I said, it's a good read. It's quick, and you have like those funny moments and moments where you could connect. But in general, like the characters are interesting. I love how Raspberry's little hustle is just like, she's right before this chapter ended, she sold them bags of chips because one of her friends was hungry, and she just so happened to have some convenient bags of chips in her bag, and she sold some to her friends, and then everyone else started, where you get them chips from? And then all of them started buying them too. So it was just so funny, like how she's always there, making her money somehow. But so far, it's been interesting to learn the different ways she's been making money, and how no matter what, like she's got that mindset to make a quick buck. So we're on chapter 17 now, and we will continue to read until the end. There is let me see, 20, I think there's like 20, like 8 chapters or something. So we're gonna keep reading, and then we'll give you another check-in at the, so it's 16, so probably like the 30, well, it won't be 30 because they're not 30 chapters, but we'll give you another check-in at the end, right? Because that would be like the end of the book by then. So yeah, if you guys haven't read this book, it's worth a read. Probably like one sitting read, if you're like really good, and if you really just enjoy reading. But definitely would recommend it. And that is all for the vlog. I will see you all on the next one. We haven't been posting in a while because we've been moving and doing some other things, but we will continue to I'll probably like update you guys with a little short or something as we get something. I will see you all on the next one. I will be sharing, my content as you follow me on the other socials, you know, my Twitter feed and stuff, so you'll know what I'm doing when I'm not on this vlog, all right? But until the next one, I will see you all later. As you can see, I changed my hair. Yep, I got my real hair back. Just wanted to give you that update. And yeah, looking forward to this holiday season. You guys comment down below. What are y'all doing? Where y'all going? Or if y'all gonna be home, who coming to see you? I would like to know. And we will talk more later. See y'all later.